Medaka is a disgusting, lonely loser who can't get his life together, until Mona, the most popular girl at school, falls in love with him and changes his pathetic life. From birth, Mona was a baby like no other, because she was born with a bright glow. In grade school, when she played hide and seek, all the girls would hide while the boys stayed behind just to be touched by her soft skin. Mona is so pretty that when she eats ice cream, all the other kids wish they were the ice cream. Mona praises her own popularity and beauty because she knows she's trending. Years later, Mona is now a teenager. As she wakes from her beauty sleep, she looks at her reflection and says good morning to herself. Later, while running to school, citizens can't help but admire her beauty, thinking she and Emma Watson must be cousins. At school, everyone greets her with a good morning, except for the new boy Medaka. He isn't a disgusting simp like the people who aren't subscribing. In her mind, Mona wonders why this ugly fool ignores her while everyone else showers her with simp energy. Every day, she tries to start a conversation, but Medaka covers his nose as if her breath is killing him. She offers to show him around the school, but Medaka, being a Riz god who's seen it all, ignores her. Nearby, nerdy losers curse Medaka for taking Mona's blessing for granted. Finally, Medaka tells Mona how he really feels. He wants her to just get the hell off. The queen bee decides to give up, but she can't stop wondering why this guy is sitting near a 10 out of 10 and ignoring her. Catching a glimpse of Medaka's phone, Mona realizes he likes cats, so she calls out to him while acting like a cat. The other simps find it amusing, but Medaka stares at her like she has a big piece of trash on her face. Thinking she nailed it, Mona's confidence hits rock bottom when Medaka turns away, telling her never to speak to him again unless it's necessary. The ugly simps curse Medaka for embarrassing her, but the girl rushes out of class. Ever since she was born, boys have showered her with love, and she can't handle the rejection. Despite the humiliation, Mona still tries to trap Medaka. She shows off her legs thinking he'll finally notice her, but he just covers his nose like she's rotting. Desperation gets the best of her when she tries to flash him, but once again, Medaka ignores her. In class, Mona tells a nasty lie about needing to go to the nurse's office. As part of her plan, she accidentally falls on Medaka, and the teacher assigns him to help her. Mona takes the opportunity to pull a famous wall slam, thinking he's the first boy to make her go this far. Medaka, embarrassed, asks if she's actually sick, unaware it's a lie. She asks him how he feels about her, suggesting she might have done something disgusting to make him hate her. Medaka assures her that's not the issue, drilling a thought into her head that makes her think she's won, until he hits her with an alpha male stare that makes the little slug shrink back into her shell. Thinking fast, Mona wraps her arms around him saying they should talk, but the two morons trip and end up in an awkward position. Even though it's a prime chance, Medaka is still unimpressed. Frustrated, she bursts out praying for Medaka to finally accept her. Realizing all her stupid plans have failed, Mona starts overheating until she accidentally falls off the bed. Luckily, with Goku-level reflexes, Medaka catches her. The two idiots stare at each other forever until Mona realizes Medaka is holding her balloons in a tight grip, making the situation even more embarrassing. Tired of the nonsense, Medaka heads back to class. Before leaving, he tells Mona to save the cultural stuff for someone she actually likes. When Mona gets back to class, she thanks Medaka for taking her to the nurse. He says sure, and gives her a stare that makes it hard for her to look back. In her mind, she wonders why she's feeling so flustered, hesitant to accept the reality that she might actually like him. The next day, Mona begins her routine as usual, with students claiming it's a new day but the same beautiful Mona. Suddenly, Medaka bumps into her, and she notices he's finally gotten his uniform. He tells her good morning and walks away. In gym class, Mona tries out a few moves she saw on a certain website, intending to grab his attention. However, Medaka is more focused on basketball, thinking about how cool it would be to have the same sneakers Bow Wow wore in Like Mike. When Mona calls him to join her and he ignores her like a piece of trash, she mutters that she still can't tame the beast. At that moment, she realizes she hasn't used her trump card yet, but remembering what Medaka told her the other day, she aborts the mission. Still, she refuses to give up. After class, she gives everyone a special performance that even her paid OnlyFans viewers have never gotten. The class simps are thrilled, thanking the Riz gods. Determined not to become a desperate simp himself, Medaka ignores her while chanting,
Lord have mercy. We must stay focused, brothers. We must stay focused.
Later, Mona, with her dumb brain, thinks Medaka is forcing himself not to look at her while she drinks from the water pipes. Medaka steals a quick glance, which Mona catches, rejoicing that he's finally given her a simp look. But the bird-brain clown accidentally turns up the water pressure, soaking herself, ending up on the ground. She questions why she had to embarrass herself to impress him, only to find Medaka is unfazed as he calmly hands her his shirt. The next day, Medaka worries the shirt he gave Mona might stink. Two of his classmates, Sho and Kido, suggest they hang out. They tell him the way he's treating Mona is harsh, because she just wants to be his friend. Medaka explains that he's from a small village with only elders and goats, so he has no idea how to talk to girls. This revelation makes the guys realize why Medaka has been ignoring her. They tell him God would kill him if he didn't start being nicer. Medaka accepts their advice, though he curses himself for being a, quote, useless geek. The next day, Mona hands Medaka his shirt, whispering in his ear that she put a little of her scent on it. This makes Medaka start chanting, cursing the bad spirits to go away.
Leave me alone!
In art class, Mona poses for two ugly simps, but instead of drawing, the slobs just stare at her. Medaka, on the other hand, couldn't care less. Mona realizes her plans aren't working and wonders why only Medaka gives her zero attention. She even tells him she'll do anything, though nudes are off limits, which makes the other simps furious at the opportunity Medaka is ignoring. Medaka continues to focus on his portrait of Naruto, treating Mona like an invisible nobody. Mona curses him in her mind, claiming today is the last day he avoids her. Meanwhile, Medaka chants for evil spirits to leave, but in reality, he wants to tell Mona how pretty she is. He's just too much of a geek. When Mona calls him while lifting her hair, Medaka is brought to the verge of exploding. He tries hard not to fall into the trap. As she poses, she asks if he's almost finished. He replies that he's just at her neck, sending Mona into a ridiculous fantasy simply because Medaka is drawing her. As she looks at him, her fantasies grow wilder, making the room feel like it's 1000 degrees C. Reaching her limit of absurdity, Mona rushes out, leaving Medaka to draw an empty space. In the bathroom, Mona tries to figure out why. Whenever she sweet-talks Medaka, he just stares at her like she's a piece of trash. She adds that if it were you nerds, the ones who aren't subscribing, you'd go simp ultra, and that's exactly how she wants Medaka to behave. Meanwhile, Sho and Kido catch Medaka red-handed simping over Mona's portrait. Medaka tries denying it, but when they don't buy it, he starts chanting a spell. Later, while searching for Harry Potter, Medaka accidentally bumps into Mona. She suggests he's researching for the test tomorrow and offers to study with him, but he just hands her the book, saying he studies alone. Suddenly, Mona catches Haruno stalking her and wonders why Haruno is following her like a dog. Even though Medaka said he studies alone, Mona still tries to force her way into his life, making all the nerdy simps wish they could switch bodies with him. Meanwhile, Haruno continues to spy. Mona notices, recalling how Haruno was staring during art class. After some thought, Mona realizes Haruno isn't spying on her, but on Medaka. This revelation makes Mona slam her face into her desk. Haruno clearly has a crush on him. In her mind, Mona wishes for Haruno to disappear since she's the one trying to win Medaka's heart. She calls Haruno a silent bookworm who won't surpass her in grabbing his attention. Determined, Mona tells herself it's time to move at lightning speed. She breaks the laws of physics by obtaining glasses and a cup of tea from nowhere. Though this entertains the other students, Medaka is shocked, feeling like he's been transported back to the 17th century. Mona then places her foot on Medaka's desk, asking how he likes the new literature girl act. She's tired of running in circles and just wants him to accept her. Medaka is actually enjoying Mona's dramatic display, but he walks away, claiming her leg is hitting him.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
In the end, Mona's stupid plan blows up in her face. She angrily drinks the tea, forgetting it's hot, and scalds her tongue in the process. Later, Mona spies on Haruno while she waters the plants. Mona wonders what kind of girl Haruno is. Despite Haruno having done nothing to her, she gets under Mona's skin like a needle. In class, Mona notices how Haruno cleans the board and aligns the desks during breaks, even when it's not her duty. Mona tries hard to find one bad thing about Haruno, but realizes she's just a good student. Still, Mona refuses to give up. While changing for gym class, she observes Haruno, hoping to find a flaw in her body. To her shock, Haruno's water balloons aren't as big as hers, but they are nicely shaped. Two other girls comment that Haruno has a body that could trap any guy, but she chooses to stay low-key. Haruno quickly pulls down her shirt while Mona stands frozen, like she just looked into Medusa's eyes. Mona calls Haruno a better baddie than herself and starts plotting a new plan, seeing Haruno as a threat. Just then, Sho interrupts her jealousy session, handing her the latest volume of Black Clover she requested. Mona thanks the loser casually, telling him she loves him, which makes his nerdy mind skyrocket into heaven. Suddenly, Mona realizes she hasn't spoken to Medaka with that same ease. A stupid plan pops into her head while she's enjoying Tokyo's cool breeze. Medaka's attention is caught by a flying handkerchief, which Mona reveals is hers. She thanks him, claiming her day would have been ruined if her favorite handkerchief had blown away, and acting lucky that he was there to save it. She tries to tell Medaka she loves him, but she keeps pausing like a scratched CD. Even after telling Medaka to give her a second to rephrase, she still can't get the word love out. Meanwhile, Medaka stares at her, thinking, isn't this chick gonna say what she's trying to say? Unable to confess, Mona panics and calls Medaka a perv. Medaka dismisses her, saying he didn't see anything, so Mona suggests they go somewhere peaceful because of the wind. Secretly, she's thinking she needs to hurry and beat Haruno. In class, Mona vents about how it's been a month since Medaka's arrival, and he still shows no sign of submitting to her slavery. She calls him a dirtbag for ignoring a hot baddie like her. To make things worse, Haruno is now her competitor. Soon after, Haruno is elected as the class rep, and Mona is elected as the second representative. After school, Mona and Haruno stay behind to plan for the upcoming school festival. Haruno suggests a haunted house or a movie theater, but Mona calls the ideas lame, suggesting a costume show instead. Haruno finds this amusing, teasing that Mona must rock at wearing costumes. However, Mona counters that it's the other way around. Instead of helping with ideas, she obsesses over the love triangle and can't figure Haruno out. Suddenly, a stupid idea pops into her head, that Haruno doesn't even consider her a rival. This thought angers Mona, and she breaks her pencil. Haruno hands her a spare, but when Mona tries to return it, Haruno quickly grabs her own phone, saying Mona is the last person she'd want snooping through it. Thinking Haruno might be hiding pictures of Medaka, Mona chases her like a movie monster. Eventually, Mona manages to knock Haruno over and checks the phone, only to find pictures of herself. Haruno starts breaking down, begging Mona not to freak out. She explains that since the entrance ceremony, she's been madly in love with Mona and has secretly taken over 300 pictures of her. Mona feels relieved, like she's been holding in a breath since the dinosaurs were alive. Haruno admits she even has Mona as her phone wallpaper. Realizing Haruno's crying isn't going to stop, Mona comforts her, saying a few pictures don't matter. She then lies, saying the Medaka she was yelling about earlier is actually a fish in Australia. At first, Mona thinks Haruno is a brainless monkey, but Haruno clarifies that she meant the Medaka in their class. Mona nearly faints. She tries to confuse Haruno by insisting Medaka is just a fish, but Haruno points out she even saw Mona wearing his shirt. It's pretty clear she has a crush on him. Hearing this, Mona screams because she couldn't brainwash Haruno. Thank you for watching, guys. If you love animation movies, please subscribe to this channel and keep watching. Bye.